Hi, and welcome to this 7-part video series on the power of goals. I'm Dr. Rob Sheehan, author of the book Mission Impact: Breakthrough Strategies for Nonprofits. One of the central concepts of the breakthrough strategy approach is that organizations should set strategic stretch goals. With that in mind, I prepared these brief videos with ideas you can use to lead your organization to higher performance. And as a bonus, you can use these ideas, apply them to your personal life as well. Extensive research shows us that effective goal setting can be a key ingredient for breakthroughs in performance in very important activities, such as fundraising, sales, program impact, and innovation. We've been talking about SMART goals in this series so far. And today we're going to take a look at a new version of SMART. We've talked about SMART goals that are attainable using that A. We've changed the A and made goals aggressive yet achievable. But I'm going to show you a new version today that may make your head spin a little bit. So hold on. First, I want everyone to think about a goal you are currently working on, any kind of goal, personal or work. And then here's what I'm going to suggest. I know that you're following some kind of process to attain that goal. If I were to tell you that there's a new and different process that you can use that would double your results in half the time, with half the money, and in half the stress, would you be interested in that new process? Well, of course you would. Does that new process exist? Well, I don't know, but I'll tell you this. You will probably never invent that new amazing process if you set goals the way you're used to setting them. I suggest instead that you set goals that are SMART, but with a new A for SMART, set goals that are almost impossible. Now, why would I suggest such a thing? Well, one of my favorite sayings is that great leaders have a healthy disregard for the impossible. Think about it. What things did people once think were impossible, and yet they've happened? People thought that space travel could never happen. People thought that TV would never be commercially successful. People once thought that the machine would never outdo the horse. And people also thought that rail travel at high speeds would not be possible because people would die of asphyxia. Now, I love this one in particular. I've had a chance to travel the world. I've been to Shanghai, China. I've been on the magnetic levitation train from downtown Shanghai to Pudong Airport, going 286 miles an hour, and I have not died of asphyxia. Now, why do I share that little story with you? Well, it turns out that the way the bullet train was invented is the Japanese corporate executives went to their engineers. And they said, look, it takes more than 6 hours for the train to go from Osaka to Tokyo. We want you to build us a train that will do it in 3.5 hours. They didn't say make it a little bit faster. If they did, the engineers would have tweaked what they were doing. They said 3.5 hours. Now, with that in mind, what did those engineers have to do? They had to think of something completely different that had never been invented before. Magnetic levitation, give me a break, as a way to run a train from one place to another. So that's the idea we're trying to tap into with these almost impossible goals. By definition, a goal that only has a 1% chance of you accomplishing it, and you have no idea how to do it. Therefore, it requires you to create this new process. So goal setting formula, time, resources, and effort. We're not messing with those at all. We're not trying to make you double the amount of time or spend more money or put more effort into it. You've already put a lot of effort into things. We're trying to invent a brand new process with these almost impossible goals. Now, if you're going to do that, you have to use what is called a growth mindset. You have to believe that there's something possible, a way of doing things that has never been invented before, that you and your team could come up with. In fact, people that have a harder time coming up with new ways of doing things or using a growth mindset are sometimes the best experts in the world. We call this the expert's dilemma, where they think they know everything about how things how things can be done. A locomotive can never ride with magnetic levitation, as an example. So you want to use that growth mindset as a part of setting your almost impossible goals. Next, we'll talk about making almost impossible goals fun and successful. Thanks for checking out the Power of Goals video series. Setting strategic stretch goals is a central concept of the Mission Impact Breakthrough Strategy approach. To learn more about goal setting and other important components of breakthrough strategy, such as mission gap, visioning, and creating your organization's breakthrough strategy narrative, I invite you to sign up for my online strategy course. It's just 1 hour per week for 7 weeks and is limited to the first 40 people who sign up. Reserve your spot now. I hope to see you there.